Hi and welcome back. Okay, while you were gone, or should I say while I was gone, I did a few modifications to our dish. So what I've done was, I've actually taken my corn actually, I've just cut it up into little slices. So halfway through the cooking process of your lamb itself, you're gonna pop your corn in, because it's not gonna, you don't want it to burn, right? And you still want it to be nicely cooked. So halfway through the process, you're gonna pop that in. So this has been cooking at 180 degrees for plus minus 2.5 hours or so. Between 2 and 2.5 hours, obviously depending on how you want it cooked. A lot of people still love it pink on the inside. Some people like it well done. Well, my personal preference, I still love it pink on the inside. Softer, juicier, a lot more flavor. Yes, I was a busy man while we were on break. So what I've done here as well was, I've taken my parsnips, right? I've taken my potato. All I've done was chop it up, a bit of boiling water, and I allowed them to boil just to make our mash complete. So just gonna check on our lamb quickly. That is smelling divine, looking absolutely brilliant as well. So we're gonna start off with the mash quickly. Strain this out. And so all you can see, all I've done was I've just boiled it together. I'm just gonna extract it right into our bowl. And there you go, there's the parsnips, which are cooked really nicely as well. So what parsnips actually going to do is, it's going to give your mash a bit more of a sweeter texture, a bit more flavorful. Right, so it's going to add that little bit of vibrance to the, you know, everyone's so used to their normal, simple mash. This is just going to add a bit of a finesse to your mash itself. There we go. That can be set aside. Okay, so you can see our mash is in. Now I'm just going to add a bit of butter, a little bit of your fresh cream. Now obviously we have to make people fat, so just a little bit of fresh cream. Now just to add some texture, you want that smoothness in it as well. A bit of salt, a little bit more, a bit of your black pepper. That is looking stunning. And we are going to mash it up. Right, and then just a simple mash it up nicely. You just want to combine the flavor of your parsnip mixed with your normal potato. I don't want it too smooth. Now your normal mash is really smooth. I want that little bit of chunkiness in the mash itself, so you get to taste the flavors of the parsnip. Brilliant. Okay, so I'm just gonna check on our leg. I'm sure it is ready now. Clear the way, get my safety silicone gloves on. Brilliant. Just careful, it will be a bit hot. Actually, really hot. But it is looking absolutely divine. Wow. I'm in love with a lamb leg. Right, my chili is off. You can see we've got a beautiful color on the outside, still going to be a little bit pink on the inside, but that is exactly what I'm looking for. So now the secret gravy, very simple, very easy. All I'm going to do is, now as you saw earlier, I added a bit of water to the bottom of my pan, right? Because I wanted all the flavors to extract and get into the water itself of my leek, celery, onions, carrots. So I'm just going to take this and I just want to tip it. So just be very, very, very careful when doing this. So I'm just going to pop it in there. Right, about halfway through cooking your lamb, you just want to add a bit more water to the pan itself, just so that you get a nice amount of gravy at the end. Right, because all of it will reduce. Yeah, a little bit of a balancing act going here. Oh, that is looking divine. Right, so I'm just gonna pop my leg here. Now what you want to do is with your leg as well, you do not want to slice it straight away. You want to allow that meat to rest, and you want it to keep all the flavors in, because once you start slicing it straight away, you actually, all the juices come out and you're going to be left with a bland, dry piece of meat. So as you can see, I've got that to the boil. Just going to add a bit of flour and my trusty whisk. Okay, a bit of flour. Right, because flour is basically going to thicken it up really nicely. Just one more small teaspoon. Good to go. And I'm just going to whisk. Right, there is another way of doing this where you can mix your water and your flour into a paste, and then you can add it in as well. So okay, so that's exactly what I'm going to do now. Is I'm just going to take a bit of my flour, add it to a bowl, add a bit of water to it. Right, as you can see, just a little bit of water in it, and you just want to stir that in nicely and create a bit of paste, or should I say a runny consistency, not too much of a paste. I just want to whisk this a bit more. As you can see, it's not too thick of a consistency and it's not too thin. This will thicken up your gravy properly. Pour a little bit in. Just be very careful. You don't want to add too much where it's going to land up extremely thick, because as it goes along with the cooking process, it's actually going to get a lot thicker. Right, from here, I'm just going to add a knob of butter or two, just to add more flavor into it. Right, and it's going to create a nice gloss on top of the gravy itself, which is what you want. Right, then in here I'm just going to add a bay leaf. I crush it up nicely, add a bay leaf. I just need to taste that. Absolutely divine. I just need a bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and a squeeze of lemon. A bit more flour water, let's thicken it up more. Also want to just taste our mash. A bit more seasoning. The sweetness, the difference between normal mash and parsnip is unbelievable. That tastes divine. More black pepper. I'll just mix it up nicely. Absolutely stunning. As you can see, my gravy is thickening up really nicely. So we're just going to let that boil for a bit. Just going to grab a knife. Because what we've actually done was we have created a stock in our roasting pan. So all we did was the water in, thickening it up nicely, because all your flavors of your lamb actually comes through into the water. Then the celery, leek, onions, carrots, all that flavor is into your water. That's what makes an amazing gravy. So you don't have to buy a packet of gravy anymore. All you have to do is just add a bit of water and you're sorted. Water and veggies. Brilliant. So grab my lamb. Okay, what you can do is you can just serve, you can either serve this on a platter. You can eat these veggies, absolutely nothing wrong with them. You have taken out the flavor and you've got obviously a bit of baby potatoes on the inside. So I would actually serve it exactly like this on my table, obviously with my gravy on the side, and we'll put the parsnip mash if anybody wants. It will work absolutely amazing. Thank you very much for joining me on this episode of What's Cooking. We'll see you again soon.